Hello guys, welcome to the session. We are continuing with the matter chapter that is about latent heat of vaporization and fusion. We'll just want to know about latent heat in this session. Okay, so the main objectives of this PPT or the lecture is about learning about latent heat of fusion and vaporization. It's printed fusion again here. Important questions on this concept and also important activities from NCERT which are to be studied. And let's start. What do you mean by latent heat? Heat which has to be supplied to change the state of substance is called as its latent heat. So the heat which is supplied to the body to change its state from one state to another state is called as its latent heat. Then latent heat does not raise or increase the temperature, it nor decreases the temperature. It remains constant. And what does the word latent mean? Latent means hidden heat. Therefore, it does not increase or decrease the temperature. Okay? And latent heat which is supply is used up in overcoming the force of attraction between the particles of substance during the change of state. So you will understand this when I will show you the graph. Latent heat does not increase the kinetic energy of the particles of the substance. So the temperature of a substance does not rise during the change of state. Okay, it remains, if it is boiling point, the boiling point remains constant for some time, and when the force of attraction is overcome and it start changing the state of this thing, the temperature starts increasing. Change of state, the temperature starts increasing. So what do you mean by latent heat of fusion? Latent heat is divided into two parts: latent heat of fusion and latent heat of vaporization. The heat which is going into ice, we'll take an example of ice in this situation. The heat which is going into the ice but not increasing its temperature. Okay, till the ice completely melts into water, the temperature remains constant. Okay, it's the energy required to change the state of ice from solid to liquid. That's all. This is known as latent heat of fusion or ice. Scientifically, we can define latent heat of fusion as the quantity of heat in joules required to convert 1 kg of solid into 1 kg of liquid at its melting point at atmospheric pressure without any change in temperature is called as latent heat of fusion. I repeat, the latent heat of fusion or melting of a solid is the quantity of heat in joules required to convert 1 kg of solid at its melting point to 1 kg of liquid at atmospheric pressure without any change in the temperature. Simple. And the latent heat of fusion of ice is 3.34 into 10 to the power 5 joules per kg. Okay, this is the unit for measuring calorific value. You know what is calorific value, right? So the calorific value of latent heat is 3.34 into 10 to the power 5 joules per kilogram. Next, latent heat of vaporization. Latent heat of vaporization is simple. When water is present, when it completely changes its state to vaporized state, that time the heat remains constant. That is called as latent heat of vaporization. So scientifically we can define latent heat of vaporization as the latent heat of vaporization of a liquid is the quantity of heat in joules required to convert 1 kg of liquid to at its boiling point to vapor or gas without any change in temperature at atmospheric pressure. I repeat, the latent heat of vaporization of a liquid is the quantity of heat in joules required to convert 1 kg of liquid at its boiling point to vapor or gas without any change in temperature at atmospheric pressure. Simple. So latent heat of vaporization is 22.5 into 10 to the power 5 joules per kilogram. Note, it has been found that the burns caused by steam are much more effective than boiling water, though both of them are at same temperature of 100 degrees Celsius. This is due to the fact that steam contains more heat in the form of latent heat than boiling water. That's all. Okay? Simple. We will understand this using the graph. See here. See, as the heat, this is solid state, the base, temperature is lesser. Till it remains solid state, the solid, till it it overcomes the force of attraction between particles, the graph is constant, that is temperature remains constant. Here, that is called as the latent heat of vapor fusion. Okay, see, I'll repeat, this is a solid. Till all the force of attraction is overcome between the particles and changes into liquid state, this heat is referred to as latent heat of fusion. And when the temperature increases from liquid to liquid, till all the force of attraction is overcome in liquid and liquid changes to gas, the graph is constant. This is called as the latent heat of vaporization. Okay, this is called a latent heat of vaporization. I will repeat both the things. Till the solid overcomes its force of attraction between particles and also changes its state to liquid, the heat which remains constant is called as latent heat of fusion. Latent heat of vaporization is the heat required to convert liquid into gaseous state. Till liquid overcomes all of its intermolecular force of attraction, the temperature remains constant. That is called as the latent heat of vaporization. That's all. I hope you have understood the concept of latent heat. Okay, you can see the examples here. Add 80 calories. So the water, it remains constant till it reaches boiling point. The temperature remains constant till it reaches boiling point. In solids, the fusion, the temperature remains constant till it reaches melting point. That's all. I hope you have understood the concept. Now we will discuss the important questions. Why can latent heat not change the temperature of the substance? Because temperature increases due to increase of kinetic energy of a substance, but the kinetic energy is constant, so only the temperature will also remain constant. When a substance forms its liquid by absorbing latent heat, there is no change in kinetic energy, so the temperature remains same, only the state of matter is changed. Okay, the temperature will remain same, but only the state of matter is changed. Melting point, boiling point, till it attains melting point. Okay, the temperature remains same, so there is no change in kinetic energy also. The main thing in this question is kinetic energy. If kinetic energy of particles is also constant, okay, constant, therefore the temperature won't change, it remains the same. That's all. Next one. Why is steam burn more damaging than a burn with a boiling water of same temperature? We discussed about it. When water goes from gas to liquid, it is undergoing what is called a phase change. You know this. Phase changes require a lot more energy than just a temperature change. That you know. The energy required for water to go from a liquid to gas is called as heat of vaporization. When steam in the gas phase hits your skin, it will have extra temperature or extra energy in the form of latent heat. Therefore, what happens is, this heat causes severe burns than the boiling water. but it's at the same temperature. The heat is hidden inside the gas particles, that's all. Okay, hidden heat. Therefore, as heat energy increases, the this thing will also increase, the burn, severe burns, right? Therefore, steam is more damaging. Steam causes more damage than boiling water, that's all. So we learnt about latent heat of vaporization and fusion, and also about the graph and the application in real life and some questions. So now from the chapter matter and its compounds, the important activities we will discuss about. So you know that matter is particulate and has interparticle space. The experiment for this is dissolving salt in water, salt or sugar, anything, not and, salt or sugar. How smaller particles of matter, potassium permanganate experiment. If as you remove if you add 1 drop of potassium permanganate solution to normal water, the color keeps on decreasing, but the color does not vanish. That experiment. Intermolecular force of attraction. A diver is able to cut through the water in a swimming pool. Cut through the water. Very important. And sublimation, ammonium chloride experiment. Ammonium chloride and salt separation experiment. Okay. And today's Olympiad schedule, Olympiad classes will be held tomorrow. We'll have NSO, IMO, IU and NCO quizzes only this week. Next week we'll discuss about more important topics, so please prepare for you watch our previous videos and prepare for the same. Thank you. If any doubts, you can reach us at alvatrishir@gmail.com. Please like, subscribe and share our channel for more such videos to come up. Thank you very much.